Hey, welcome to IC. My name is Deborah, and today we are going to be focusing on writing, in particular, the idea of mind mapping. Now, what is mind mapping, first of all? Mind mapping is an easy way to brainstorm your thoughts without really worrying about order or structure. It's just a great way for you to put all of your thoughts onto a page before you start writing. My students would find it super hard to even get started when they have a paragraph to write, for example. They don't know where to begin. And mind mapping helps with that because you could look at the page, the ideas that you have already, and pick out which ones you want to start with. Another problem that my students have when writing is they would find it really hard to think of details while they've already gotten started. Mind mapping, you've already thought of that. You've got your ideas, you've got your details, you've got your information all on a page, and all you have to do is write. And one third reason why mind mapping is super effective, especially in writing, is because it helps you really weed out the ideas that are not really strong, because you want to stick with the important, the points that really stand out to you when you're writing an essay or a paragraph, because you want to make it clean and clear. Super effective, whether that be writing when you're younger or even when you're older and you're writing something. I love using mind maps to help me get started. So let's look at just a general idea of what a mind map is. You have a page, and in the middle of your page, you would have your subject, your topic. So that's what I'm gonna write in the middle, topic. And let's say we are writing a paragraph, a persuasive paragraph. I would draw out these lines, and each of these lines or arrows, however you'd like to do it, would represent one idea. It could be one sentence, it could be many sentences, but it's focusing on one idea based on your topic. So you could really see how this gets you focused when you're writing. So for your topic, you would have an idea. It could be idea number 1, idea number 2, and so forth. Now you don't have to stick to just 4 ideas. If you're writing an essay, you could have many ideas. You could keep going. Idea 5, idea 6, 7, 8, it's completely up to you. But let's just stick to 4, just so you have a general idea. So you have your topic, the main thing that you want to write about, and you've got some ideas already. Now here is the part where I would add in details. Because when you're writing a paragraph, it's just not one sentence for an idea and you move on. You need to broaden it. You need to expand on it. And that's where the details come in. Details, examples. So each idea would have 2 or 3 details, 2 or 3 examples. So the main idea of a mind map is to help you quickly put all of your thoughts on a page. Because if you're writing a test, for example, that takes 1 hour, you don't want to spend the whole hour writing a mind map because then you'll have nothing for your writing, right? It's just something quick and easy. So something I like to do also is instead of writing everything down, you could draw pictures, symbols, something just to trigger your memory, okay? So this is just an example, right? Some symbols help you get started, whatever the idea is, right? So let's give a practical example because this is just general, right? So let's say the question for our persuasive paragraph or essay is, should an adolescent leave the home at a certain age and branch out? Does age become the determining factor, right? So instead of the word topic in the middle, we're gonna write family, leave, yes or no. Yes or no. And I want to say, I'm going to pick, should an adolescent leave the family? I'm gonna say no. Now I need to expand and think about some reasons why an adolescent should not leave the family. So let's think. Idea number 1, let's say because the family is like the home base. The family is the home base. It's something that we're used to already. Home base. Another idea is that it is financially beneficial. So you see how home base and financially beneficial are 2 separate ideas. Hence, I need to put it in 2 separate areas, right? So financial. So like I said, how we can make symbols, 2 money signs. And maybe for idea number 3, we can talk about how the family encourages growth in the adolescence. So leaving would not be a good idea. Growth, right? And the last idea, it is the family supports one another. Right? So we have 4 ideas already: home base, financial, growth, and support. Now when I'm already just looking at my mind map, I can see that there are some ideas that are similar to each other, right? Home base and support. Home, a place where people encourage each other and uplift one another, and supporting each other is kind of the same thing, right? So in that case, I could just take one idea out and add that in. Support, home base, money, and growth. So those could be our 3 ideas for your paragraph or your essay. I'm gonna switch just because, once again, it's a visual representation, so color is super useful. We've gotten our ideas now. Let's move on to detail, right? Because the detail is really the main stuff, because you have examples and proof to back up your opinion, right? So home base and support. So home base, we could be talking about, it's a place where an adolescent can rest and reflect. Rest and reflect. It's almost like their oasis. Hey, that's a nice word, oasis. A place that's peace and restful, right? If you think of vocab that you would love to add in to your writing, here's the place to put it, details, right? So when you start writing, you don't have to think, oh, what's another word for peace and quiet again, right? You already got it on a page, so you don't have to think about it. Oasis. What else? Maybe family members support each other through chores, right? Chores. And if you've run out of ideas, you can just move on to the next one and then come back. So details for financial. Well, it costs a lot of money. Once you live on your own, you understand, for food. Food costs a lot of money. Home costs a lot of money. Bills, the gas, everything, electricity. So food, home, we can talk about bills, right? So that's at least 2 details to support my financial idea, right? I'm going to move on to the idea of growth. So growth, let's see. Growth, because you are learning to cooperate with one another. So that helps you grow within your relationships, you understand that. So growth, cooperation, working together, cooperation, teamwork, right? Here's another word. So in your writing, you can just pull those words out, right? When you can exchange experiences and how you were able to overcome it. So an exchange of experiences, especially when the older generation mentors the younger. And mentor, that's a nice word that we can add in. Mentor, right? So once you've gotten your details down, you can get just a quick look to see if there's any ideas that are repetitive, stuff that you've already mentioned before that you don't really need, right? So the idea of resting and reflecting, have we mentioned that anywhere? No, so that's good, we can move on. An oasis, a home base, a place where people can rest and relax. So that's kind of repetitive there, right? But you can kind of make a symbol just to help you remember that that's a vocab that you definitely want to add in, because you feel that's like an advanced language that will really just amplify your writing. So oasis, chores, they're supporting one another through that. Okay. Financially, food, homes, bills, maybe you want to add in a little bit more to that. So electricity, gas, water, all that fun stuff. And we can move on for personal growth. So teamwork, cooperation, living in a family, you definitely learn how to do that. an exchange of experiences, mentoring. So that is similar, but we can put a symbol there to remind yourself that you want to add that into your writing. Now you can look at this and also start. So how much time do we have? Let's say that took us about 10-ish minutes. You can get started on your writing. But if you feel you have a little bit of extra time and you want to start thinking of vocab, like I said, advanced words, you can start doing that now if you have a little bit of extra time. So growth, exchange of experiences. When we exchange experiences, you can avoid really just perilous relationships, right? Parents, they mentor each other, say, child, you know, this is what we've gone through when we were dating. We'll help you avoid this. We'll tell you this story. So perilous relationships, that's a nice one, right? Perilous, so avoid, write it big, avoid perilous relationships, for example. So that's a detail that involves in personal growth. Let's see. When they rest and reflect, they can confide in one another. So confiding in, confide in. What else? With the idea of independence, you could start thinking about just words in general like that. Independence. What is another way we could say independence in our writing? Right? So the idea of striking out on your own, for example. On one's own. So instead of saying independence, 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 I spelled that wrong. Independence, independence, independence all the time in your writing, you could say striking out on your own, right? Standing on one's own 2 feet. Standing on your own 2 feet. On 2 feet. So here you go, a mind map. It's structured in a way, but it's still kind of messy, right? It's giving you just some keywords that will help you with your writing. So if that took 10 minutes and you have 1 hour to write, then you've got a good 50 minutes left to just piece these all together and have a wonderful piece of work.